kwenciba phesheya komlambo zibuyile inkomo zikatata zibuyile inkomo zikatata zibuyile inkomo zikatata beziyolobola amavili oh haye hawo hayi mbanam nina loo nto ubonayo kamazolwandle yayaluzela na hayi yipika kwintakentle kwilizwe liphela yini namadoda hayi izithe dafatile in the Rocky Valley inyibi bityatyambe qaqamleyo enqabeni ezixhotyeni ngaphakathi kwamalwalwa kusini na hayi kuntu indlu kaAfrika umntana sidima nesithozela nenzondelelo yokugcina uzinzo lweAfrika the nation's pillar of strength moving spinning within the merry-go-round of the rotating earth celebrating who we are yonke loo nto sithina sitshotha singqungqa singqumshela sikhansa sizombelela sixhatsula ngelemba sithi alahayi alahayi I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the seas, the trees, the deserts, the flowers, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. My body has frozen in our frost and in our latter-day snow. It has thawed in the warmth of the sunshine and melted in the heat of the midday sun. The crack and the rumble of the summer thunders, lashed by startling lightning, have been the cause of both stumbling and of hope. Remember, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones that made it possible for the world to trade in gold, in diamonds, and the food our stomachs still in. We are the grandchildren of Nongause. We are the grandchildren of the warrior men and women that inside Sikukunelet, the patriots, Mpepwe and Kajoyo took to battle. The soldiers, Mushashu and Gungunyane, taught never to dishonor the cause of freedom. Oh, we come from all those who were transported from India and China, whose being solely the fact that they could provide physical labor. Those who taught us that we could both be at home but foreign. Those who taught us that the human existence itself demanded freedom as a necessary condition for human existence. The human presence among all these, the feature on the face of our native land thus defined. I know none day can challenge me when I say I'm an African. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on digging deep that hive of prestigious knowledge and wisdom. Oh, you are the gold. Africa, you are the continental gold. You are the global gold. This is the gold. Thina ke nto siyasothuka nto xa kunje kuba kaloku madoda le nto ityaloo nto athi amaxhosa isikhova sidla ngeso laso esimehlwa nkungu ke sifa indlela aqola nqukumbela athi esiphilayo sesithethwayo esihlelwa ke sidla ukuhlala heyi mandiniyeke abafazi bale ndawo bondiqhakatha ndirham
No man lady man tamaku. I'm actually teary. She took me on a trip, that one. That was the Jessica Mbangeni setting the tone for tonight in the spirit of the words, and politician, founder of the organization of the African Union, Kwame Nkrumah, who once said, I am not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me. When we hear Mbongi, the image that comes to everyone's mind is that of a man in traditional attire, reciting poetry before an important person walked into the room. But my guest today is South Africa's only female Mbongi who stands alone in a cultural terrain dominated by men. She shared the stage with international artists. She's also part of the South African Grammy-winning choir, Soweto Gospel Choir. She's performed at one of the 46664 concerts held in the honor of late former President Nelson Mandela. She's won Best Traditional Song of the Year at the 11th South African Traditional Music Awards. She's a praise poet and cultural activist. Couple the fact that she's also an actress and a mother of two. Please welcome to the show, Jessica Mbangeni.
You know me very well.
Thank
you so much, Jambasi.
Jonga lady, do you have a sponsorship of either a halls or a honey something? Because I'm so concerned that this voice is always sounding so great, but doing wonderful things like you did when you came out here earlier on.
It's the ancient of poetry, and also honing and training through Abu Gibson, Kent, Sophie Mcinas, Victor Turners. So I understand exactly what I'm doing. So it's not about here, the voice can be gone, I can be feverish, but when I get into that stage, the ancient of poetry takes over. So that voice is not in the mind, but is in the soul.
Okay, so I understand that where you're from in Ngamagwe.
Yes, in Mako Kotane, right in that dusty village. I hope you will be going there some other day.
No, my mom's from there. Actually, and I know when she passed away, we had to go there to obviously speak to my grandmother about the entire thing. So I was in Ngamagwe very well, and my dad's best friend is from Ngamagwe. So Chin and Unolin. They're also from Ngamagwe. Yes.
And for the first time I was here, I was with Uma Unolin.
That's all.
So I'm with you now, and I've been wondering, why am I connecting so much? I've been following you all your life, and I'm so glad that you are a source of inspiration. You have positioned yourself very well with the understanding of your calling.
Oh, thank you very much.
And on behalf of the women of Africa, I've got this love letter for you. Yes. So I'm not going to mention names of the people who said I must give their love to you. So it's a special day. It's not for me, but it's for the whole continent of Africa.
So, in the is that everyone, if you are a female and you're from there, you're expected to either be a teacher or a nurse. Ne? How do you then, you know, I won't say escape that, but how do you find yourself and decide that this is your calling?
I just found myself rising above all that. Yes, there were expectations at home, but coming from the experience from my great-grandfather, my great-grandmother divorced because they had a conflict with the great-grandfather that my grandmother was not supposed to go to school, was supposed to follow the calling. And they only thought the calling, but the calling is creativity. Listening to the muse, because every one of us has got the muse. You've got the ancient voice that tells you what to do. You wake up, we are innovative. So following the cultural voice, we are being innovative more than technology. So that's why in this poem, I'm an African, it says we are the ones who have made it possible for the world to become what it is.
I like when you say we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Absolutely.
Because for me, that is so poignant to what Africans should be, because we're constantly always waiting for America to save us, you know, for you know, the eastern side to send us technology. And you are very right in saying we are the ones who've been waiting for our wisdom. That is 3,000 years old. You know, that is the wisdom that we need to apply.
And we are the ones who have advanced the world to be what it is. The America that it is today, it's all because of the breadth of Africa. Everything comes from Africa. The world is Africa. When a prince was getting married, the princess lady, yes, was shown by the queen that their great-grandmother was an African. So the world is Africa. So when I say we are the ones we've been waiting for, the sense of realization, I am so glad that Africa is active on integration, on integrated economic structures around arts, culture, and heritage. And when we take charge of that, because we are the ones who brand it, and when we brand it, other countries will come and take on and take our intellectual property, and that has been taken. You know about the legacy of the great Bob Marley. His music doesn't belong to him, and the fame of Jamaica does not belong to the Jamaicans. It belongs to other parts of the world who see the opportunities. So as the African continent, we need to open up to each other, to each other's languages, to each other's sense of humor, to each other's sense of being, to the human capital, and integrate amongst ourselves, embrace each and every African region. Africa has got no boundaries. Africa is the continent that is within the world. Actually, the world is just broken up. We are one world, one mighty Gondwana.
So how do you become this in tune, in touch, in sight with Africa as a power when you're raised to believe that having a calling of being Mbongi could be demonic?
For me, I just went out there with a belief in God and a goddess. And the God that is me, I am the creator. The vision that I see is the God's eye. So therefore, I came across the scholars like Eski Mpahlele. I read about the African affirmations. I read about Abo Pixley Kaseme. And I'm in touch with great Zizi, Thabo Mbeki. I go to his lectures. I would go wherever. And I follow the voice of Nkwame Nkrumah's and then the African philosophy, the great Steve Bantu Biko. So we are who we are. We not even have to be Pan-Africanists. We are who we are. We don't need to design and block ourselves. We are the world. We are the globe. We are divine. We are holistic. Let us just be ourselves and celebrate who we are and trade amongst ourselves and meditate when we change the policies. The policies have to change in the house, in your household.
Before they change as government.
Yes.
I agree with that. We're going to discuss that just now. I mean, are you not entertained? Are you not engaged? After the break, we'll chat more with Jessica Mbangeni. I love this. Thabo Mbeki once said, I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native. We are Africans. Let's embrace and celebrate being African. Legendary praise poet Zolani Mkiva once said that praise singers are oral librarians of African history. And today, we're celebrating Africa Day with Jessica Mbangeni. Thank you once again for your time. Now, I have so many things to ask you, but one of them just came to me, what Utatum Mkiva said about the fact that you are in Mbongi, you are a librarian, therefore you are you are an entire documentation.
Yes.
Of the African history, right?
Yes.
Do you think we're doing enough to document it and make it, to put it in libraries so that it's on books? Because as much as you are a wealth of knowledge and you are a wealth of history, when you are no more, then what you know is no more.
You know, what we do every day now, we shout our children to focus on books, and they focus on technology. Hence, I have the YouTube channel sharing the experiences. Right now, I think I've got more than 20 videos, documentaries for my experience in Jamaica. So as the praise poet, because we are spontaneous people, we go with that moment and we get that inspiration. So it's not every day that you are able to write. And I've got a lot of manuscripts that are odd. I was talking to some of the publishers that, please assist, coach me first, you know. We are in a certain platform whereby the spirit it directs its own way. So as the oral poet today, I'm also advising Mbongi that don't go and look for a record label, for a recording deal, but record yourself. You've got a cell phone, there is an online that is free. Use your Facebook, use your YouTube, monetize your work, go to the workshops. There's Samro, there's Capasso, they do collection, because our our knowledge, our indigenous knowledge is our wealth. Therefore, it has to work for us. It has to bring bread on our table. What you call, I've self-produced myself.
What you call? I like that. What you call?
Yes, man. Bless
What you call? Yeah, you self-produce yourself.
Yes, I run my own record label.
Yeah.
I learn every day. I've been in record labels. I've knocked in doors. But I was learning when I got into those meetings. They shaped my life. That does mean it's the end of the road. Now I know what my business is looking for. I am here looking for a business partner who'll say to me, okay, Jessica, let me license your work. My work is not on iTunes right now because of the global licensing deal that I'm negotiating for.
Do you find that it's easier for you to be a superstar, you know, to be followed outside of South Africa than it is inside South Africa?
Well, it's very easy. I just went to Jamaica, and right now they are streaming live, and it's 5.5 people, but the whole Caribbean is following me, including the USA. And when I go back in 2 weeks' time after the summers, I will be launching a music video that is global. It's available online right now. It says "In Love with the Rastaman." It's global standard with one of the great artists in Jamaica, Radial. So just to touch an African, as a musician, you sell an experience. I'm not only selling music. I sell what I make.
You're a designer.
Yes, I have a shop in Oriental Plaza, Shop C91, Kwantu, Afrocentric Designs. So when I get off the stage, they get offended, because when I get off the stage, people want those autographs. Some, they don't even want the music. They won't understand it, but they want these signatures I'm wearing. Hey, man. $10 US, 20 baba, ta, stand. They feel it's low. We need to reconcile with civilization and take charge of our businesses, because those people.
Were you always like this though? Were you always a hustler like this? Because I understand when you first got to Joburg, things were touch and go.
I'm an entrepreneur, born entrepreneur. I started my business at the age of 10. When I was doing Standard 2 in 1988. And even before then, I was selling sweets. I think I started at the age of 6. Yes, so I never begged for money from my family. And maybe that's the reason why I'm still not married, because I don't have a sense of dependency.
Oh, yes, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Why aren't you married?
I don't have a sense of submissiveness.
That is needed in marriage.
Yes, and because my ambitions are big, I am determined. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it, and I do right things, and I don't remember myself failing a day because I put effort.
So do you find that you can't find a man who is comfortable with your ambition or who can match your ambition?
Mdasekaya, I will never find one. There's no one for me. I am so fine with that.
Yeah.
I have tried different levels of them.
What's different levels of them? Is it a really rich one?
The most poorest of the poorest, who would even want my picture to be on my profile pic with him. And I have tried the most richest, but a human spirit is a human spirit. It's not defined by the wealth. It's defined by the level of ambitions. Yes.
But do you not find that this is the narrative that women are now waking up to?
Absolutely.
Because we're raised to believe that, you know, you are put on earth to marry someone or to be picked by someone who wants to marry you. Yeah, that's another thing. You know, we're raised to believe that we must sit there and we must behave and we must be ladies. And then someone will come and be like, yes, Anele, I want you to be my wife. But I feel like at the moment, women are waking up to the fact that actually, I don't want this marriage thing.
I've got amazing grandmothers. My grandmothers taught me that I should be independent. And the only door I had is to go to school and be educated, and the rest will follow. So they always said to me, you see, we have built these walls. Even money does not build the walls. You are the one who comes with initiatives around how your home is supposed to be as a woman. So a woman has got a huge contribution in building a home.
But Gogo Dineo, you do know Gogo Dineo?
Yes.
She came here, and she's a regular on the show, and she opened our minds to the fact that you know, in ancient African culture, it is the women who were the leaders of the household. This thing of the woman must be submissive, like you're saying, which is why you don't want to get married, it is a Western thing that was introduced to us. We're not the ones who picked it.
Absolutely, and we have always been there, and there were differences. And now, when the dowry is paid, my grandmother would say, even if I'm not happy, I have to be here, because this is my effort that has made this household to be what it is. So I am not like that. I want to relax, baby. I want to travel the world in 7 seas and be myself and have no baggage on my head. I do not want to enjoy anything, Anele. I just want to be fine.
And she's fine. Africa Day is a day to celebrate all the wonders of our beautiful land and cultures that exist on the continent, while observing how far Africa has come. It's a time for Africans to learn more about the continent's history and embracing themselves as Africans. Definitely more with Jessica Mbangeni after the break, but we still have Jessica Mbangeni with us, who's got a YouTube page. She's got 20 videos up there and they're growing. Go and check it out. The YouTube page is Jessica Mbangeni. She'll be performing at the Summers next week.
Yes, baby, I'll be rocking up in the Summers. And on the red carpet, baby, look out. My dress is inspired by wildlife.
Okay.
So I'm into this le moya lomhlaba. So I'm encouraging the people to look out for the what you call the opportunities around the environmental affairs, because there are a lot of opportunities on integrated developmental plan, whereby there is botanical gardens, wildlife farming.
So you're going green?
So I'm going green, baby. No compromise.
Well, we've always been green, if you
Yeah,
think about
babe.
it. Come on.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the world is waking up to it. We have always been green. And I know that you nominated for a summer as well.
Yes, for the best music, best traditional music album.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm performing as well.
Now, here's the thing. Speaking of performing, you are always wearing the green part of Inkriya Yako. Is there a special connection to it? Is it your lucky Duke King?
That's what you call a color of holistic. So I'm a meditator, I'm a yogist, and I'm always in touch with my spirit. So the colors speak a lot to me. Orange, it's a color of aura. So hence, I have decided, the muse decided on that color with you. Light blue is the color of authority and also tranquility. So I'm in line with my soul and spirit, and the colors, we coordinate. Hence, I am going green.
So do you, and I ask this because we've got a generation that is exposed to so much more than we were. You know, they'll travel more than us, they'll have more exposed to them, you know, more at their disposal than us. How do we keep them firmly in their roots?
They have to appreciate their traditions. They have to keep in touch with the entire family. So your mom should not be only your mother and your father, but your grandfathers. You must research about your way at home in the rural areas, if you are in the urban areas. And also they must travel so that they can learn in heritage sites. They must go where it's a history that is documented. I'm inspired to see Usomizi travels a lot around the country. We should do that. With the little money that we have, a short left is very important, so that we can be in line with appreciation of ourselves and integrate this economy, tourism. Yes.
So it's like I always say about confidence. People are like, just be confident. But how do you teach confidence, right?
You need to trust. You need to trust your instincts. You need just to follow the voice.
How do you find your voice?
Listen to yourself. There's inner being that is speaking to you, that tells you what to do. How you feel is the voice that tells you what to do, because you need to respond on that. If you need to go to RTPS, just wake up and focus that you'll be going to RTPS. Just a friend will call you and say, let's go, or an opportunity will come, you know. So
that's the voice.
We attract, we are what we want. We attract what we want. What you want wants you. What you know knows you.
And we'll leave it there. What you want wants you. What you know knows you. Thank you so much to my guest, Jessica Mbangeni. From me and the rest of the team, good night and have yourself a happy Africa Day.